A little while ago, during a moment of complete madness, I treated myself to a brand new bike, the Pinnacle Arcrose 1 gravel bike, and today I'm going to do its 6-week review. Now let's just get this out of the way so that it's done. I bought this bike completely with my own hard-earned money, so this vlog is not sponsored in any way, shape or form by Pinnacle or by Evans where I bought the bike. All my opinions are completely my own, but then that probably won't stop the people that got all bent out of shape when I said that I'd bought the bike in the first place. But yeah, I'll just add it to my ever-growing list of crimes against cycling. I paid £800 for the bike brand new, and it's the 54cm or medium-sized frame, which is perfect for my height and leg length. The frame itself is made from heat-treated aluminium alloy, and it's got a double-butted top tube and a triple-butted down tube. The front end of the bike has a carbon fork, and that has routings for a dynamo and even space for mudguards if that's the sort of business that you're into. The gearing is Shimano Sora 9-speed with an 1132 cog on the back, and then the front chain set is an FSA Mega Exo with a double at 42 and 32 chain rings. The gears haven't been super smooth over the 6 weeks since I've had it. It's been tuned up a couple of times, but I'm hoping it's all just kind of teething issues and the gears will eventually settle down and become very smooth. The wheels are WTB IL9 rims with Novatec hubs, and the tyres are WTB Resolutes 700s by 42s with some very attractive tan walls, and I have to admit this is one of the things that first attracted me to the bike. Now I have had one puncture on it so far. A big thorn went through and pierced the inner tube, and yeah, I was a little bit disappointed. I would have thought that the tyres would have been a little bit more robust than that, but thankfully that's been the only puncture so far. And as you can see, the brakes are mechanical discs. The whole bike, as you would buy it brand new from Evans, weighs 10.5 kilos or about 20 pounds. So it's not the lightest bike on the market. In fact, for me personally, it's the heaviest bike that I personally own, but that's not a bad thing, because if you're riding it over the winter, it's going to give you a very good workout, and then if you're fortunate enough to have a lighter summer bike, when you change over to that, you're really going to notice a difference. Naturally, I've had to make a couple of adjustments over the last few weeks, and the first obvious one was to the position. I lowered the seat pin a little bit and moved the saddle forward, so now my riding position is absolutely perfect. I've also added a Cardio Sport cadence sensor onto the left-hand crank, so I've got a cadence reading on my Karoo, and then to actually have the Karoo on the bike, I've got a Magic Shine TTA mount. Now the Karoo is quite a long cycling computer and it doesn't fit all mounts, but the TTA mount is plenty long enough and the Karoo sits in there just fine. It also has a little mount underneath for a bike light, so I've got a light on the front and a light on the back. I've also got a toolbox in the bottle cage where I keep things like spare tubes, puncture repair kits, tyre levers and pumps, etc. And then finally I have a saddle bag on the back from Altura where I keep an extra spare tube. Actually, riding the bike is an absolute pleasure. Firstly, it's a lot faster than I imagined it was going to be. Obviously, with it being a heavier bike and having wider tyres than I'm used to, I thought it was going to slow me down a bit, and admittedly it's not quite as fast as my regular road bikes, but it's a lot faster than I imagined that it would be. As I said earlier, the position on the bike is really comfortable. The ride itself is super smooth and comfortable, and it's just a fantastic bike when you're out on the road. Although the bike is officially a gravel bike, my understanding is that it's an all-rounder. And in fact, I've ridden it mainly on the road, but I have done one off-road gravel ride so far, and that was over in the New Forest with Mike Wheeler from Wheelers at Large. And on that particular day, we were riding on a very well-maintained gravel route that wasn't overly technical, overly complicated, and the bike performed really, really well. I'm not going to pull any punches. I absolutely love this bike. I was a little bit worried at the time when I bought it that I probably wouldn't like it, or I wouldn't get as much use from it as I first thought I would, but all of those fears have been completely unfounded. This is a brilliant bike, and I would recommend it to anyone, particularly if you were looking to get into road cycling and you perhaps wanted to try out some gravel riding. This is the perfect bike for you. Now, this is my first ever gravel bike, but I'll be honest and say that I can't really see myself doing that much gravel riding. If that's the case, then this will probably in reality turn out to be my only gravel bike. If that's the case, then I'm more than happy with it, and I'm very, very excited to see where it will take me. If you'd like to get the most out of your cycling, click on the video coming up in the end screen. But in the meantime, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.